Super Bowl 52 was this weekend. We talked about it a lot during yesterday's episode with Miko Grimes. Philadelphia Eagles captured their first Super Bowl victory in franchise history. And of course, whenever you win a championship in professional sports, you head to the White House. And with us having the commander-in-chief, Donald Trump, a lot of teams are saying, listen, we're not going. And members of the Philadelphia Eagles are taking their stance and will not visit the White House. Chris Long mentioned that he won't go. And Malcolm Jenkins, safety for the Philadelphia Eagles, recently came out and said that he would not be attending the White House. Gil, what's your initial thoughts on players not going to the White House?
I'm 50-50 on it.
Really? Really? I would
shocked by that.
Yeah.
It's 50-50 because I thought winning the championship, going to the White House was part of the whole experience.
Yeah.
I had no idea it had something to do with the actual president. Like, fuck him. Like, what is going to the White House because you're a champion got to do with the actual president that's in term? When someone says, I'm going to Disneyland, right, I don't think they're there to go see Walt Disney him damn self. It's just, that's part of the actual experience. So, like, who gives a fuck about Trump at this point? Because when he's gone in a few years and you look back on that picture and you're not there, it's...
But the thing is
but you want a picture with Trump?
Exactly. You want the
photo.
Just like all ex-girlfriends, cross the shit out. Black her out. Who gives a shit?
I don't think it works that way.
Black her out. Who gives that? But I'm saying it's like one of those things where I wouldn't want to look back in 20 years and just be like, yeah, I was on the team. I just decided not to go because the president at that time.
But why would you take a picture or a photo with the President of the United States that alluded to you being sons of bitches earlier this season?
I know, but you're not taking a picture with him. You're taking a picture of...
No, but he's in the picture.
He's in the
picture.
picture.
You can cross him the fuck out.
Yeah, but everything that he stood for is anti what
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But
why would you want to associate yourself with that person?
It's not associating yourself with the White House experience.
Yeah, but you...
That's how I look at it.
Yeah, but you as a citizen of the US.
I don't give a fuck about Trump, but I'm not going to jade... Everything I worked for in my life... And that's part of the experience. I'm robbing myself because of him. It's like he's stopping me from getting my blessing. Why am I going to let him do it again?
But you can go to the White House anytime you want.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. You can go on a tour.
You can?
Yeah. It's a public house, yeah.
Wait, time out. Back up.
I didn't know that.
You played with the Washington Wizards all those years. You didn't go to the White House?
I didn't get to the White House.
You didn't just go visit?
I didn't get to the White House. I didn't get to the White House. I see the White House.
You can
never got in the White House.
You can go tomorrow. You can go to the tour.
Okay. I mean, then that's different. I'm just saying because... It's just weird. It's just weird now because, yeah, we know he's a dickhead, but Bush was a dickhead. Bush Jr. was a dickhead to black folks. Reagan was a dickhead to black folks. But you see all the teams that went, they didn't have a stand against that dickhead. You know?
Times are much different now. Players in the NFL now have much more of a voice, much more of a platform.
But they had a voice then. But I just, like, I understand what they're doing. I just personally, it's like I'm at, I worked my ass off to get here. I beat him at his own game. But he wins if I don't show up. He wins if he wins.
Because for his core supporters, they're going to say that he won.
Exactly.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. In his mind, he won. He's going to flip it around. I didn't want to invite you motherfuckers anyway.
Well, in his mind, he's the greatest president of all time.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. So how are you, like, you're not winning with him. But the only way you win him is he knows you kneel. And you're there. I would kneel in the picture. Fuck it.
Oh, that'd be a good sweat.
That would.
I'll kneel in the fucking picture. But what I'm saying is you're letting him win. You're letting him beat you individually out of the chances of a lifetime for you as an athlete. Like, no matter if he's there, Obama's there, whoever's there, your chances of getting to the White House is...
But Cap, this seems like
when I won a championship, my whole thing was I'm going to Disney World because that was what everyone said.
But that's fair. But I mean, like you said, the optics of it, and Trump, he will always find a way to make him look like he's right or he's. Look at the Super Bowl, right? So if New England had won the game, you would have seen Trump on Twitter just praising the Patriots, saying great ownership, great quarterback. Yep. Patriots lose. What is he talking about? Viewership's down, NFL's dying.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't.
So imagine you going to the White House. He's going to frame it as if, listen, I got these guys to come to the White House. They love me. Even though I called them sons of bitches earlier this year, they love me. They still come to the White House.
No, we don't. Post it with him scratched out of it. I mean, there's something like you're letting him win by not going. Like he's doing exactly what everyone is telling him. What he's doing everything that he wants to do. Fuck every part of history up. This is the first time players are not going to the White House. That actually fucks history up.
But do you think like Trump's even going to invite the Eagles based on what, same thing what happened with the Warriors where it's like Steph kind of came out and said, I'm not going to go to the White House, and then Trump rescinded the invitation and never was actually extended in the first place.
Yeah, but that's what he does. But he's going to let you reject it, and he rejects you.
I think it would be tougher in football for him to rescind that invitation simply because there's a lot more pieces, there's a lot of different players, a lot of different executives. Basketball, 12 to 15 guys, you can say, I'm not going to go.
Go the team situation. If some of your teammates are going to go to the White House and some of them were against going, which side would you fall on? You don't know.
I don't know.
So if we,
I mean, that's what I said. I don't know because I got to remember, growing up, was part of the experience. So this is a conversation in the locker room.
Yeah.
If the locker room says we're not going, then that's something I have to swallow and say, all right, we're not going.
Listen, I see your point. I see where you're coming from. But for me personally, if I was a player in that situation, I'm not going to go to the White House. I'm not going to go
but that's what I'm saying.
take a picture with the guy that called me a son of a bitch.
But why you letting him rob? But he's calling you a son of a bitch. He called you that anyway. But that's what I'm saying. You're making it seem like what you're doing is a privilege to him. What you're doing is a privilege to you. So you're taking away your privilege by not going.
So Chris Long, who won a championship last season with the New England Patriots, had a quote when he refused to visit the White House. He stated, when my son grows up and I believe the legacy of our president is going to be what it is, I don't want him to say, hey, Dad, why'd you go when you knew the right thing was to not go? So maybe it's bigger than just his opportunity to go to the White House. Maybe this is generations down the line. And Malcolm Jenkins also helped raise $89 million for racial equality through the help of the NFL. That kind of got a lot of backlash for a variety of different reasons that it's kind of too deep to get into. But when Malcolm Jenkins has that type of background, Chris Long also, maybe this is in there.
It's a blurb of a year. That's what I'm saying. You're letting a guy ruin history over and over. And that's all he's doing, just tearing down history. And when he's done, now it's like the whoever the next president is like, everybody want to go to the White House again.
You imagine Gilbert crossing out?
That's what it is, and fucking cross him out.
Drawing devil
Obama on the bottom.